We're doing this today. We're unlocking Spyro and Crash Team Racing. I never thought the day would come when Crash and Spyro would cross over again, since the Game Boy Advance was literally the last time I think they did that. And I already unlocked Hunter, but I need to unlock Spyro. I need to do the challenges and whatnot. So, establish the best time in time trial in Spyro circuit, then beat it. Okay, so these are just challenges. I really wonder how long they're going to go with these themed Grand Prix. I don't know. I didn't participate that much in the last Grand Prix. Let's see how this goes. Oh, there's a train that comes by in this. I remember this map. Damn. I like how it goes into an overhead view when you get hit by the train. I like how confident and positive he is about it. I gotta see what challenges I can do that can increase my meter a little bit more. I was thinking maybe I could get in first place, but it all depends. I mean, the maps in this game, some of them are just punishing if you fall even once. Look at these guys unlocking Frosty Spyro. I'm pretty sure they also had a reference to Enter the Dragonfly, even though I know that's not a lot of people's favorite Spyro game. Enter the Dragonfly did have that thing going on with the elemental abilities. And they kind of make a reference to it here. You know, obviously the first one is fire, but then you got ice, lightning, light. I also played Legend of Spyro. I don't remember if that was the one where he's voiced by Elijah Wood, but it was a pretty good game. I just didn't like that they tried reinventing Spyro and then kind of ignoring the lore. I mean, it's like it was a completely different reimagining, so it made sense. And it was pretty cool, actually, to see Spyro in that way. It's just kind of like completely new and improved, and then all of a sudden he gets turned into a toy to sell Skylanders. And I mean, say what you want about Skylanders, you know, if it wasn't have amiibos or you know, those other kind of it's kind of, I don't know, it was kind of just a dumb idea to make Spyro just a marketing tool, because he's more deserving than that. I wanted, I remember eventually when Spyro fell off the map completely, I wanted a Spyro remake all the way back on the PS3, and it never happened. And then of course they announced the PS4, and I was like, oh, crossing my fingers. And then when, why did I do that? And then when I heard that they were making a Crash trilogy of the original 3 games, I was like, there's still hope. There's still hope. My bad. I feel like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like when I stream, I get a little bit nervous. And I don't mean to be, you know. It's not like anybody's really watching my stream right now. I didn't really invite anybody either, so that's kind of my fault. Freaking Viking. Polar. When I was a kid, and I didn't have an N64, and I played this game, I never thought of it as a clone of Mario Kart. It was too challenging. Like, it just, like, became a thing of its own. Like, only PlayStation fans probably understand this bias, but Crash and Spyro and, you know, Crash Team Racing and like all those PlayStation 1 platformer games, they were all very, very challenging. Even more so than like Mario. It's not to say that they were better than Mario. It's just they offered... What the hell? What did it say? I gotta... I still gotta play the rest of the Spyro Insane Trilogy. Spyro Insane Trilogy. Reignited Trilogy. Because it's not a game that I would 100%, but it's a game that I definitely want to complete. You know, unlock all the cutscenes and everything. The cutscenes in these games are far improved from when I was a kid. Especially this game. The cutscenes in the story mode look like something out of a Pixar movie. Or more like DreamWorks. Something out of like How to Train Your Dragon. It's really, really great. If you've never played Crash and Spyro, this would be the time to start. I've seen Crash Insane Trilogy for like $20 in some places. And then of course now you have Spyro coming to Switch. It already came out for, you know, everything else. Xbox, PS4, PC. I think the next game they're gonna remaster, maybe they already did, the game, what was it called? There's this game called 40 Winks. Okay. I don't remember the developers behind it. Maybe somebody could tell me. But there was this game called 40 Winks. It was really, really good. It was before we had like Luigi's Mansion and everything. It was just about these like two kids that like they can get superpowers from defeating it. It was like a haunted, it took place in like a haunted mansion or a haunted house where there were like multiple different parts of a haunted place. And you were kids, you were like these little kids, and you could attain certain abilities. It was really, really cool, and I just barely remembered it. But I had it on the PlayStation 1 a long freaking ass time ago. It was almost as much a part of my childhood as Crash and Spyro was. And then of course, you know, I loved Nintendo, so, you know, so like my first console was a PlayStation, but after that I had a Nintendo GameCube, okay. I had a PS2, I had the Game Boy, not the original one, but the Game Boy Pocket. Eventually I bought the original Game Boy not too long ago. I had the Game Boy Color. I used to play Super Mario Bros. Deluxe on it. Then I had Link's Awakening, Pokemon Blue. I didn't get to dab into Pokemon Gold or Silver until much, much later in life. And then I realized, wow, I missed out on this. This was a phenomenally greater game than Red and Blue was. And it's like I didn't even have to try. I just fell in love with Pokemon Gold and Silver. And Pokemon Heart Gold and Silver, of course, the remakes on the DS were even better. I don't know about remakes nowadays, because, you know, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, while they were good games, they fell off the mark a little bit. And that's just because, like, there's a thing about, like, okay, I get it, nostalgia, you know, we're all kind of expecting, you know, the game to be the same, but it's not going to be exactly the way you remember it, because it's a remake, you know. It's like Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be not exactly the way you remember it, but, you know, it's going to have some new stuff in there, and hopefully it's a welcome change. The thing about Heart Gold and Soul Silver, well, let me start off with the first Pokemon remakes. Fire Red and Leaf Green, okay? There were remakes of Pokemon Red and Blue because you couldn't transfer your Pokemon from Red and Blue all the way to Ruby and Sapphire. So they had to remake them, right? So Fire Red and Leaf Green, the whole way through the game it was awesome. It was exactly like Red and Blue, but in Ruby and Sapphire's graphics. God, I'm sucking right now. But they had some extra content in there. They had a little bit of extra shit. Right when you get to Cinnabar Island, you get to what's called the Sevi Islands, and there's this whole story segment that continues on through the post game when you get the national decks and you get to fight. You know, you get to catch Johto Pokemon. Not a lot of Johto Pokemon. They just put Dunsparce and Hoppip, I think, if I remember correctly. But it was the fact that Johto Pokemon were in a Gen 3 game at all, like, you know. And then of course you had Colosseum and XD on the GameCube, and that was a whole nother story. But the point is, Fire Red and Leaf Green were pretty solid remakes. Heart Gold and Soul Silver was that times like 11. You had the Pokethlon. I think you had, it was like a kind of a replacement for Pokemon contests. You had the Battle Frontier, like right out of Pokemon Platinum. So that was new, that was never in Gold and Silver. Although in Gold and Silver you did have the Battle Tower. And you know, even that made a return too, in the Battle Frontier. But, you know, still, I wanted Omega Ruby and Sapphire to have that sort of level of, okay, you know, there's a ton more shit that you can do. And there is. You know, you can catch legendaries, you can catch even freaking, what was it, Reshiram, Zekrom, if you had like the right Pokemon or the opposite Pokemon in your party or something. There was the legendary dog trio was in it, in the sky. You could fly everywhere. Yeah, there was a ton of new shit in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. The only thing that it was missing was what Gen 3 was really known for, the Battle Frontier. And they left us with the same battle system that they had in Pokemon X and Y, the Battle Chateau. I don't know why though. Like, I don't know why they couldn't just have the Battle Tower there, at least. But yeah, I never really liked the Battle Chateau. It didn't really resonate with me as much as, you know, the other battle facilities they had in previous Pokemon games. And it's Gen 6, you know, now we're in head into Gen 8, or technically we are in Gen 8. You know, after Let's Go was basically a spin-off. You know what? I'll take it. 6th place, I'll take it. But, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you know, they set the standard. Like, you know, they went all out. If they were gonna go all out, they went all out. You know, if you have Arceus, you know, you could bring them to the Ruins of Alph, and there's this whole other secret quest, or Giratina. And you can not only do that quest once, you can do it twice. I tried it with both an Arceus I had from an event and an Arceus a friend gave me. And it's one that he actually caught in-game using an action replay code to get the Azure Flute. And I was like, man, I miss events like that. Pokemon events where you had to actually do shit. Those were the best. I don't know about... sometime after Gen 5 is when they started having events where the Pokemon had to be attained through Wi-Fi only. There were Wi-Fi only giveaways, and that kind of defeats the purpose of having to catch the Pokemon, because you know, you don't really get anything from it just being given to you. That's like saying, oh, here you go, kid, you know, you you connected to the internet at the right time, I guess, you know. I miss going to Toys R Us or freaking, I don't even remember, like Target, and waiting in line. It was a long line just to get a Pokemon downloaded, and it was like Mew or Celebi or like Ash's Charizard. And I did that. It was actually on the 10th anniversary. I did that, and I got a Mew and I got a Charizard. And then there was another one for when that movie Lucario and the Mystery of Mew came out, and it was our first look at Lucario, who would become, you know, a fan favorite Pokemon character. It just resonated with me so much. Like I was a water guy, but then, you know, I found out about Lucario, and suddenly steel fighting, that, you know, it sounded awesome. So as the new generations roll in, you know, and I'm talking about Gen 6, Gen 7, Gen 8, it seems like all they're doing for event Pokemon is they're just giving them away. But I hope that changes, because, you know, the Switch is capable of so much, man. You could have an event where, say, you don't even have to go to a place, or you don't even have to download anything. Maybe have like a special item, or like maybe have a, you know, specific legendaries that can be attained by having specific items in your inventory. But, you know, an event Pokemon where you actually have to be like, you have to have like a level 90 Pokemon, say, or level 100, and it's like a Pokemon you have to catch at like level 90. The last time they did something like this was actually in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, where you had that big Delta episode where it was basically a reference to Pokemon Emerald, where a meteorite is gonna strike and you gotta wake up Rayquaza, because Rayquaza is the only thing that can destroy it. And then what do you know? Inside the meteorite is Deoxys. They set that up perfectly. I just wish that they did that for, I don't know, some of the main series games. Like, you know, not that the remakes aren't main series games. The remakes are pretty much expected at this point. But, I don't know, like, I was hoping for a little bit more in Sun and Moon, and especially Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It seems like we just got the same story, but, you know, with a in-between Pokemon. Like, we didn't really even get to explore that extra dimension. It was just like, we walked through a hallway and went up an elevator and caught... Oh no, we had to defeat Necrozma. And then we caught Necrozma.
How do you get through those?
Okay, how do I get to what? Shoot, I gotta load down my headset.
How do you get your turbo?
How do I get my turbo? It's L, you hold L, and then you combine it with R. So you're holding L and you're tapping R when the meter goes red.
I wasn't trying anyway.
True story. I'm gonna be rich by the time I get to Spyro. Yeah, when you want a turbo, when you're turning, when you're sliding, you're holding L and you're turning, and then you know, if you're righty lefty, and you tap the other button, the other shoulder
Does
button,
it help?
3 times when the meter fills up. Yeah, it helps. Makes you faster on the track. It makes you it gives you a boost, and the thing is, you want to keep doing that, but then you also have to be wary of obstacles in the way, because any collisions can just slow you down. And you know, as I've said, this game is like, some of these maps can be punishing. If you fall off the map or hit a wall, it's just punishing. But, you know, it's Crash games for you. Crash games are hard. Well, the first one was hard. Second and third one were okay. They were pretty easy. Thanks. Cool Chance. It's an interesting name. The TNT crate thing was such a good idea. I just barely, like, when I first played the game, I could never figure out that I had to hop like 5 times to get it off my head. I just discovered it randomly. Like, when I was a kid, I didn't even read the manual. I looked at the pictures, but the way I learned to play is I just played it and lost a million times. And eventually a friend showed me, hey, you're doing it wrong. You got a turbo every chance you get. I wasted that shield. Yeah, never do what I just did. Wow, this guy came out of nowhere. Or I'm just blind. The hell? That's what I mean when I say this game is punishing. You fall, you start like 5 feet away from where you just fell. Eat my cart dust, okay. I missed that. I missed the spunky attitudes some of these characters had. Like, I'm not counting on it. I'm not counting on it, but I'm hoping that Bianca and Fiora are revealed for the next Grand Prix. If they continue with the Spyro thing. I mean, if not, who knows? Who is the best character? I'm gonna say... I like Hunter a lot. So far, because I've been playing with him. He's pretty balanced. When you're playing like the main game, I would say go with Crash or Coco. Or Polar. Polar is good too. I know that everybody in this game has somewhat of a different mechanic, but it's not really that noticeable. It really just depends on how well you play with them. Well, how well you play with all of them.
I wasn't trying anyway.
Well, at least we're making some progress. I gotta check this list again. Because it looks like I could actually
What
be doing
version of
other
floor?
things. Other things besides online. What version of... What? What version of Fiora? Viking. This is Nash.
What version of Polar?
What version of Polar? I'm gonna say... Panda Polar. Damn, should I get him? He's just adorable. Oh, of course, you can buy Wumpa coins. Nah. Now, let me do a few more matches. Or actually... Because I want to just look at this real quick. Aku Aku's ally, friendly meeting, online champion, win 3 races in online matchmaking. Complete 6 laps with Polar. Complete 6 laps with Spyro. Time save. Use shortcuts 15 times on any of the CTR tracks this week. These names are killing me, man. Kim La Kill. Professor Some of these characters are from Crash Nitro Kart. Which wouldn't surprise me because I think some of the developers on this game were the same ones who created Nitro Kart. Or worked on it or something. I really wish there was just like a big old collection of like all the even the shitty ones. Yeah, all the Crash games like Crash Twinsanity, that weird one with Crunch, I don't know, Cortex's Revenge or something. Yeah, I forgot what it was called. Damn, I gotta look that up now. It was the one where Crunch is introduced into the series, and there's all these other masks. There's like 5 masks. And they're all like elemental themed too. I really liked that one. But again, it was also it was like too easy. Compared to the older Crash games, it was way too easy. And then you had like Jak and Daxter, so it's like Crash was forgotten about for a while. Professor Twerk came in first. I really want Crash or Spyro to make it into Smash Brothers. Although I think I want Crash more so than Spyro. But no, I would love it if they were both in. Unless they could work it into being a single character, but I don't think it's possible. Another character would be really cool and really good to have in Smash would be Rayman or Dante in Devil May Cry. Capcom already has 3 representatives. I feel like they could still fulfill a lot of dreams if they put Chrono from Chrono Trigger in Smash, or Sora from Kingdom Hearts, but as much as I would love for Sora to be in Smash Brothers, I just don't think it's possible because of the Disney involvement.
I want Crash to make Smash Bros. Ultimate. I want Rayman in SM.
I mean, he could be. Whenever I hear about rumors, because right now there's this rumor going on that the next Smash character is not a very requested one, and supposedly it's a girl with a mech, and it's like, I don't believe any rumors. Rumors are usually debunked like as soon as the next Nintendo Direct comes out. Like, it's gonna be something completely different than what people are saying. But whoever it is that makes it in, as long as they're a fun character to play, as long as their stage is fun, I mean, I don't care. I just remember Sakurai talking about the Smash ballot, like, crossing my fingers. I'm like, I hope that doesn't mean what I think it means, because it's like, some of the Smash characters that people requested in the Smash ballot were ridiculous. So many people wanted Shrek. And I was laughing thinking about, could you imagine if Shrek was in Smash Brothers? I mean, never say never. I mean, Sakurai is a troll, so he'll add anything to Smash Brothers and be like, you people wanted it though. Never ask me for anything again. I'm getting messed up here. Oh, shit. Shoot.
I wasn't trying anyway.
You know what it is? I think I'm just tired as hell. Alright. Damn, I must be super tired. Alright, well, I'm gonna take a break now. Thanks for watching.